people love to have control, right?
Mm-hmm.
People also love to have control over their hobbies and the things that they like. And one thing that a lot of people don't have any control over is hard ass bosses in video games. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on the latest episode of the Leisure Hub Mother Flippin' Flapjack podcast.
Flippin' Flapjack.
We're your hosts, Justin and
Pedro.
And we're back, baby. We're not doing any more serious conversations. We're not doing any more like whatever. We're here to talk about games and bosses that made us rage. Pedro's gonna list every single one of these bosses off from like at least 50 different games. Go ahead, P. Start.
I don't want to know because there's
no, I'm joking.
I was about to say because there's different like segments and shit like that. But I guess we can start with the hardest boss that I've ever faced, and I'm pretty sure maybe you.
I think we can come to agreements on the hardest boss that you and I both have beat.
Yes, and that is
Ishin.
What's his last name?
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Ashina?
No.
Something like no. Am I talking about the Ashina Castle? Where's that from? Is that a thing?
I don't know. Ishin Ashina. Did you get it? Did you say
I said Ashina though.
Ashina.
Okay. Yeah, Ishin.
I would say he was probably the most rewarding boss. In my opinion.
No. I feel like that's completely subjective. Like rewarding boss.
Yeah. That's an interesting point. Like, I feel like there's certain bosses that aren't, you beat them, they're hard, but they're not rewarding at all. Like it is like, I don't mean from like an item standpoint. I mean from like, you genuinely feel good because you beat that boss.
Yes. No, I get what you mean. For me, what would you describe as a successful boss battle?
Successful boss battle.
Like what would be a successful boss battle in terms of like gameplay and reward?
I would say nothing, like something that gives you a good amount of challenge, right? But sometimes, depending on the game, the item that you get from it, because like I think, if they're a hard ass boss, you should be getting something worthwhile from it. Like you should be getting something equal to their power, if not better than their power. At least that's my thing.
No, I get what you mean because like, especially if it's a hard boss or a hidden or like a secret hidden boss that, like it's rare to encounter. Yeah. Obviously that you expect that to give you a good reward. Right. But I feel like with me, I also look at the boss battle kind of like a dance. I don't know if when you're in a flow state and it feels like you're dancing, like you're parrying, rolling,
perfect timing.
Yeah, it just feels like a dance, and you're waiting for the boss to do his part, and then now you gotta do your part, and it's this awesome feeling of like, yo, this shit makes me feel good. It's like you're playing an instrument. Yeah, and it's art, and
you're also like as you're in the beginning stages when you're fighting that boss, you're like so attentive. You're like watching their moves.
You get nervous.
Your hands are sweating. Like your heart is literally like pounding, especially when you get the boss like this much health, right? Yeah. And it's like you're waiting, you're watching, you're observing, you're literally not actually. I mean, I'm sure there's people that actually do that, but you're writing down notes like in your mind, thinking like, okay, when he does this attack, he'll probably do this one or he'll do this one. Yeah. And then you can kind of like map it out and kind of gauge, like he's doing the same old shit. I can roll here, or I can dodge here, or parry here. Yeah, but once you do it so many times, like once you try, you
get to that dance. That dance part that you get to, basically play it the way it was meant to be played.
Do you ever get the shakes when you're at the end, like you're almost about to beat the boss?
That happened to me with God of War's the Valkyrie Queen.
Really?
Yeah.
They didn't have the Ragnarok didn't have Valkyries. It was the first one.
But the second one has one. The last one was a Valkyrie Queen.
I don't remember.
But it happened to me with the first God of War. Yeah. I mean, it was, I think, the last Valkyrie or something like that. Yeah. My hands were shaking, sweating. and
your nose just drenched.
Wait, no, I had the shakes in a game before. No, I'm not gonna say it.
What? No, you gotta say it. No, you already brought it up. You gotta say
shakes, it now. It's that search and destroy 1v5 moment.
It's not a boss, but like you get the shakes from that, bro. Like
1v5 search and destroy, and
your whole team is watching you.
Yes, they're like you killed 4 of them, and it's just 1v1. And if you get this, you get that that clutch. Yeah. But if you don't, you're gonna get shit.
Bro, you're so bad. You're trash. Like, especially when you're playing with randos.
Yeah.
And they're like the randos are super competitive. I know the only time that I really ever had that was when I was playing MW2, the original, the OG MW2. Yeah. Like playing a search and destroy lobby and you're the last one alive. You're on a team of random, right? With randoms. Like, they get pissed.
Yeah.
Like, bro, come on, man.
Yeah,
like,
they go hard.
Especially when it's just a 1v1 and search and destroy. Like there's one person and like you're literally about to defuse the bomb. And then like they're like you can't hear them. And they're like, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah, but sometimes you get your ninja diffusers in too.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you get your W moments too, which is good. It's kind of like a gamble.
Yeah.
You get that rush.
I will say the final Valkyrie was pretty rough in God of War.
Which one? The first one?
Yeah, the first one. But that's because when you and I started it, we played it on Give Me God of War.
Yeah. Did you fight the Valkyries and Give Me God of War?
I started. And
crazy.
Dude, it was rough. Like, I mean, I remember when you and I started playing it, right? Or like we were like, bro, let's go max level. Give Me God of War. You bored already? Look, I can't keep doing this podcast if you're just going to keep getting bored and yawning. Like I don't want to do it.
Hold on, I'm trying to keep the thought before. I like it. So you left at the last Valkyrie when we started playing.
Yeah. I got to the final Valkyrie and I dumped the difficulty down to.
I put it on normal. Fuck that.
I put it below that.
Easy?
No. No. Yeah. I'm a hardcore gamer, bro.
Oh, he is.
No. It was Give Me a Challenge.
Okay.
There's normal, Give Me a Challenge, Give Me God of War.
Okay.
But they're all named something specific. Normal. It's not just normal. But I remember getting to the Valkyries and I was like, this is impossible. Like I'm sure it's not impossible. I'm sure there's people who literally beat it. But like the amount of damage that you do versus the amount of damage that they do to you, it's crazy. And it's like, personally, I don't like those types. What you and I were talking about that too. It's like the type of games that are hard. It's like you can't just increase the enemy's health and their damage and call that hard.
Yeah, God of War does that.
Yeah,
they do that.
Yeah.
No, you would actually want it to be a challenge. Like, I want the enemies to be hitting more combos, like throwing more punches, doing some shit I've never seen before. You know what I mean? Like something crazy.
New attack patterns.
Yes. But
they get new skill sets that weren't in like the original. Games are like, some of those games are punishing. Like I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I know there are some games where like you have one life, like on the max difficulty, like give me hell. Like I think Doom has like a setting like that, the hardest difficulty. Yeah, it's like you die once, you start all the way at the beginning. It's roguelike. Like you get one life and that's it.
Yeah. And it's hard as shit.
Yeah,
people do
it. People are crazy.
Those are the ones that make me. I'm not a hardcore gamer. They are.
No. I would say there's hardcore gamers, and then there's elite. There's the elite after that. Because I would consider myself a hardcore gamer. Yeah. I think anybody I consider a hardcore gamer anybody who plays multiple genres of games. Not just somebody who plays like one specific game. Does that make sense?
Bro, all gamers' life matters.
All game, you could say that, and I can say I could say all games matter. Because
oh, true.
And that's not a knock on anybody.
No, bro. That's completely subjective.
Yeah, it is. I mean, all of it's subjective. It is. But I'm not saying that like if you play one game or like you play just one genre, like you're not a gamer. I think, and this is just my personal opinion, I don't really care. You can consider yourself whatever you want. But like personally, mobile games, I don't know. I don't really consider that hardcore.
Yeah, some people go crazy.
They do, but like they're just so filled with microtransactions and like in-game purchases. I know, yeah, but like I think if you're just playing, like there's people who literally are hardcore FIFA fans, 2K fans, or Madden fans, but they don't. I mean, I think they don't make Madden anymore, right?
Yeah, they do.
What's the? I haven't played a football game in like a while.
Yeah, Madden's still a thing. Hell yeah, bro.
But like I feel like people who just play those types of genres or even FPSs, like and don't play anything else. Like I've met people who literally just play Call of Duty.
Yeah, but these games I feel like they're gateway games.
Call of Duty?
Call of Duty is a gateway game. Madden's a gateway. FIFA, like all sports games, I feel like they're gateway games that leads to more gaming.
I don't think all the time because
you could just stay there.
I know a lot of people who only play that.
Yeah,
who just play FIFA.
Yeah,
and that's it. It's like, bro, there's other games. Like it just doesn't. For some reason, it doesn't stick for them as much as like FIFA does. Like they can play any game, they can play it, but FIFA sticks.
Yeah,
like it's the one game. But you know, one boss that we haven't mentioned yet that we've beaten. I just beat them. I think I mentioned it in the last Melania. I finally beat her.
Yes,
but I did it. Thank you. Sound effect in. Throw a sound effect, clapping, cheering, some confetti.
About time, bro. It's been a minute.
So I did I go on the spiel last episode about what I had to do to go beat Melania? Did I do that? Or was that just
I feel like you did, but I don't know.
Was that just a you and I thing?
I don't know. Tell it again. Fuck it.
Let's do it live.
Yeah.
So essentially what I did was, right, I forgot that I started New Game Plus.
Yeah.
So I had to go through all the main bosses. I had to find all the medallions. There's the two sets of medallions. And then I finally got to Melania after I beat not Godric.
Which one? The fire giant?
No, you don't even have to fight the fire giant.
Yeah, you told me about that.
But you go to the Erd tree where the thorns are.
Yeah.
And you have to fight Morgott.
Yeah.
There's Morgott and Morgott, right? Or are they both the same?
I can't remember.
I don't remember.
I haven't played Elden Ring in like 2 years, bro.
These names are just so like...
It's like Margit and Margot or something like that.
Yeah. But whichever one is at the Erd tree, I beat him. You have to beat him. Yeah. Then you can go to the Snowy Mountain. Yep. But you don't flame it up yet.
You can do the fire giant.
Yeah, because you need the fire giant. But so that's where you can kind of stop in terms of progression.
Yeah.
In the story, but essentially I had to go get the there's 2 medallions you have to get. They're split in half, so there's 4 total pieces you need to get. One will take you to the next area that you need to go to progress in the story. And the other one will take you to Melania's, like, her destination. Yeah. But then you have to go through a whole bunch of other, like, enemies, and there's a boss battle in between that.
Yeah, it's like on a horse. She's on a horse.
Yeah. And that boss alone is hard if you're not.
You think that?
I mean, if you're not good. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, when I when I fought that the first time,
yeah,
it was brutal for me. It took me forever.
The horse,
yeah, because it's shooting the little beams at you.
Bro, first try, bro.
No way. That's bullshit, bro. You're just trying to make
that is not bullshit, bro. That was first try for me.
I guess I'm not a hardcore gamer.
No, what I've noticed, all jokes aside, what I've noticed is sometimes the bosses that I have trouble with, it's easy for you to beat them.
Really?
And sometimes the bosses that you have trouble with, it's easy for me to beat them.
You know, there's an ongoing like theory. I've only heard it once, but there's this theory that the first time you encounter a boss is the easiest it'll ever be. After that, it's like hard.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that sometimes, but sometimes no.
Because like this guy was fighting the fire giant, and the fire giant, like I've been in situations where the first time I jump in a boss battle, I almost beat them, and then the second time it's like I don't even.
Hold on. Okay.
If you're just gonna keep yawning, we can just end the fucking podcast. I think I'm gonna beat that one out. That was too aggressive. I feel like that was too aggressive.
Why not?
I don't know. I just feel like that was too aggressive.
That's whatever.
Yeah.
No, but you said about the fire giant that you was gonna beat him.
You know,
the first time
you lied to me.
Why?
You said the only time you rock no hat is when you're freshly shaven.
Yeah,
and you're not freshly shaven today.
My hats are dirty as shit from sweat, bro.
What, have you been running or something?
It's hot, bro. It's been like 90 something.
What are you doing outside?
Bro, I got shit to do.
Jump rope?
Fucking errands and shit.
Jump rope?
Yeah.
Hopscotch?
Yeah.
Running marathons out here?
That'll be some shit.
You playing your PS5 outside?
The PS5, that jet engine, that heat.
Well, I mean, it doesn't sound like a jet. That would be the PS4.
No, actually, my PS5 actually kind of sounds like that at first, and then it shuts down.
It
doesn't shut down; it just slows.
It's the disc reader spinning up. Because I feel like if you got the all digital one, I don't think it would make that much noise.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the disc reader or the disc reader. It's doing that. But Melania,
Fire Giant. You're talking about the Fire
Giant, but I'm just gonna skip to Melania. Back to Melania. So like you have I was literally trucking through, got to her, started fighting her, and then I was like, I need to I guess I didn't beat her legit. Whatever, I beat her, so I got the trophy.
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
He died though.
I did die, and then so I was like, okay, I need some because I was the summon that I was using before wasn't cutting it. It was like max. So I had to go. So I was like, okay, I know Pedro told me about the mimic tier.
Yeah.
Let me go find the mimic tier. So I went through, and that was like a side quest in its own just to get the mimic tier.
Yep.
So I got the mimic tier, and then I used it, and I was like using that, like the blasphemous blade and the blood katana, and that was helping me out for a little bit. But then the mimic tier was just dying way too quick. I would get Melania into her second phase.
Yeah.
But like, it wasn't consistent. So I was like, okay, I need to upgrade it. So now I had to leave Melania's castle to go find the glove wort. There's like a certain type of item that you need in order to upgrade summons.
Okay.
So I had to go and grab those, and it took me about an hour just for watching the videos and going to grab all of those. And like, keep in mind, this is New Game Plus, so I don't have all of the I don't have all the Sight of Graces activated.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm literally just like running around.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot. But I don't have half of them. So like literally I'm just running around. Eventually I got all of them. I went in, summoned some of the mimic tier, first try.
Yeah. Got
her second phase, died. Second try, beat her. And I was like, this is so much. Like, why didn't I just do this in the first place? I mean, some people don't. Some people. Well, I told my friend Adam. He was like, I told him that I beat Melania. He's like, how did you beat her? And I was like, I used summon mimic tier. He's like, bro. He's like, I no summon. I'm pretty sure he might have used magic, but he no summon and no like. I feel like what doesn't count for Melania is if you call in a friend to help you. Personally.
Well, it's whatever. Just do whatever you need to do. But some people are like, they can't do that.
Well, okay. Yeah, do whatever you want. Do whatever you want to do. But Elden Ring is one of those games personally that like I feel like I have to do on my own. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like I feel
just
like
to have that validation.
Yeah.
Of like
I'm good. Yeah. Like I'm a good gamer.
Yeah. That's what the game is for.
Yeah.
It's not to cheese it.
Yeah. And it's like that's just that's a real test of your skill, like in how well your motor functions and how well you're able to dodge and study the character and like parry and do whatever.
Yep.
But I feel like having a friend come in to help you, like I know that's a mechanic that they threw into Elden Ring. I don't know. Like
enough is down the experience.
Yeah, I feel like it's supposed to be hard. Like I know, like because in Bloodborne, like they don't have that, and Sekiro doesn't have it, and Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 doesn't have that. No. Elden Ring does.
Definitely the easiest one to get into.
Yeah, and I feel like it's like well, if there's a tool that they put in the game that they want me that they want me to use, I'm gonna use it. It's like I guess like excluding Elden Ring, like none of the Dark Souls games or Soulsborne games are like that. Like you have to do them by yourself. And I feel like it's more rewarding doing it by yourself. Yeah. Personally. That's just me. That's not everybody. That's just me.
No, I feel like it is.
Yeah.
And but like you said, it's personal.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people find it fun just to do it. Like I had a coworker who had tons of fun doing bosses together with friends. Like, and he would ask me, but I knew I'm also the type of person who's just like,
bro, just do it yourself.
Yeah, I kind of want to do it myself. You know?
Yeah.
And I kind of just make up an excuse or whatever.
Yeah, it's so weird though, isn't it? Because it's like I've had that too. It's like, well, because RU Diggs, shout out to RU Diggs. Yeah. He offered to help, and it's not like I don't like him, but it's just like I don't want the help. I want to do it on my own. It's like you know when you're a kid, and you're trying to ride a bike, but you keep falling off, and your parents like, well, let me help you. It's like, no, I'll do it myself. I'll do it. It's like it's your true test that you can muster up the courage and still do it yourself.
Validate. You self-validate.
Yeah. I mean, have you ever fought any bosses that you felt were unfair?
Yes. I feel like...
I can't think of any. I mean, I'm sure there are, but I can't think of any off the top of my head.
I can think of two of them. I don't know their names, but I can tell you from what games they are from. So it's Jedi... Not Survivor. It's Survivor. Yeah. Jedi Survivor.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I have one boss.
Yeah, Jedi Survivor.
I'm going to look him up while you're telling me.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, Jedi Survivor, the last boss. The game was great, in my opinion. I actually had a blast playing it. Mm-hmm. But the last boss, I felt like, you know, when I think of a hard boss, I want to think of, I guess, like Dark Souls and Bloodborne has spoiled that for me. Because whenever I think of a hard boss, that's a hard boss.
Yeah.
But I feel like in Jedi Survivor, the last boss is hard, but in an unfair kind of way. I don't know how to explain it. I'm going to try to explain it the best way I can. But in times where he should have been stunned or staggered, you know, he wasn't stunned or staggered. It was like the game knows you're trying to go as hard as possible, but it won't let you go past that point. Yeah. You know, we know what you're trying to do, and I'm not trying to exploit it, but I'm trying to unload everything on this guy. Yeah. But they won't let you because they know they want to make it hard, but in a painful kind of way. It almost dims down the experience. It's like, bro, the bosses that you had back like during the whole game. They were cool. They were cool experiences. Yeah. But this boss is also a cool experience. But you're nerfing it down by making these glitchy moves that are not supposed to be. I don't know. It makes it look iffy.
Yeah. You know what that reminds me of? You know why I came up with the boss that I was thinking of, and it was from Kenna Bridge of Spirits.
Yes. That was literally my second boss. I said 2. Jedi Survivor. Jedi Survivor and Kenna.
That was the final boss, or was because there was 2 bosses. There was the I'm looking it up now.
For me, it was the final boss of Kenna.
Is that the guy with the staff or the big creature?
The guy with the staff.
The rock god. Yeah. The guy with the staff. I'm trying to find him now. It's not
the guy with the staff. Like, there's times where he should have been staggered. He's not. Well, there's times where he should have been stunned. He's not.
Then there's times where you're dodging and he's just like, you know, Commando Pro and MW2. He's just locked on right to you. It's like you can't, that's bullshit. Yeah. Like that's not like it's not even skill oriented. That's or like, you know, we were talking. I think we were talking about like, oh, like at some point you can't fuck with iframes. Like that's not iframes.
No,
that's not iframe. That's bullshit.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's not a hard boss. I'm dying not because it's hard. I'm dying because it's kind of the mechanics don't work well. And that's another game that all the bosses throughout the game were pretty fun to battle.
Corrupt Toshi is his name.
One. There you go.
Corrupt Toshi. Yeah. Like I'll throw it up on the screen right there. But he like super frustrating. And then the boss after him, the actual final boss,
it was pretty cool.
I think it was cool, but it was still like annoying. Yeah. It wasn't like I'm not a fan. I'm a fan of bosses that require. Okay, I have to learn their skill set.
I remember it was annoying.
Yeah, Yeah. I'm a fan of bosses that I'm required to learn their skill set. Once I learn their skill set, it's just a matter of me being quick on all my feet and learning how to like fight these bosses.
Yeah.
You know, the other boss that I actually like ran into, now that I'm thinking about the same exact thing that was kind of annoying. You didn't play this game, but I did. The final boss in Remnant 2. And I'll have to find out the name of that boss. But it wasn't just me.
Okay.
I looked into it. I looked in Reddit, and everyone was having the same exact problem. It's not like it was just some of them, like your camera like has to be literally pointed directly up because it's a hovering type of enemy, and like you're constantly having to roll where your camera is aligned straight, but then you have to move it upwards and like basically looking at the sky in order to see some of the projectiles that he's throwing. And sometimes by the biggest shit, and sometimes he's throwing it behind you. Your camera can't move fast enough, and like by the time like he throws it, you already hit. You're dead. Yeah, it's like it's crazy how like annoying that boss was. Like Remnant 2, personally, I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I was going to. Yeah, I still beat it. I think it would have been a better game with friends though. Personally.
And did you beat the first one?
No, I didn't. You and I bought that game because we thought it looked dope as shit because it was basically a Soulsborne FPS.
Yeah, shooter.
But I'm looking up right now. It's the final boss of Remnant 2. It's called Annihilation.
Yeah. Sounds like a boss from there.
Bro, like he's cool, but let me send this to you really quick.
Was it rewarding at least?
No.
The last boss.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I just don't get that in a game that's supposed to be hard.
I don't think it was rewarding. I mean, somebody else could tell me otherwise, but I mean, I don't think it was.
So Ishin was the most rewarding boss for you.
I think Ishin was the most rewarding.
You know what mine's is? The Bridge Beast. What's it called?
The Bridge Beast?
In Bloodborne.
Oh, the Serlic Beast.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah.
That's the Annihilation.
Pop that up, dude. Like
right there.
Yeah. The what?
Cleric Beast?
Yeah, bro, that was my first rewarding boss.
I remember you told me about him.
Because that was my first encounter.
Cleric Beast,
right? That was my first encounter with any Souls game boss. Like, this was my boss. Same.
You beat him before I did. I remember that.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. You got to him before.
And I'm like, well, all right. So I'm fighting this shit's big as fuck. And I hit him, and I saw the amount of of the health bar that I took off, and I was like, hell no! It's like it's got to be a glitch. I looked it up. This is my first game like this. I did not play any Dark Souls.
I remember when Bloodborne first came out. That was both your and my first Soulsborne game
experience. Yeah,
and bro, hooked. Yep. Loved that. Loved that game.
What hooked me was that boss battle.
Yeah,
it's like. Couldn't beat it. I beat it. That rush, the
adrenaline,
that feeling. I was like,
the adrenaline.
Fuck yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just like
wants to. Makes you want to play more.
Let's go, bitch. Yeah, it's like let's go, baby.
Motherfucker, this mic
stop hitting the mic.
Damn, your fucking face. Stop hitting them.
I wonder if people actually think I get pissed off with you.
Probably.
I am pissed off with them. Like off camera, I'm literally like. Throwing punches.
Abusive relationship.
Yeah.
Off camera.
I shaved his head.
Yeah. That's why I don't have hair. Because he punches it a lot.
Just beating you down just so hard that you lose your hair.
Yeah, I can see this shit looks dope.
The Cleric Beast?
Yeah.
Popped up however many pops that was. The Cleric Beast. What are some other games what are some difficult games you've played?
So obviously the obvious ones.
Elden Ring, Bloodborne, Dark Souls.
Sekiro was probably the hardest one. It was probably the hardest one in my opinion, but the most rewarding one because every fight felt like a dance.
Everybody tells you or says that Sekiro is the hardest Soulsborne game.
But it's the most fun. In my opinion,
your parrying, once you get the parrying set,
it's so fun. That game is all about parrying.
Oh, 100%.
It's so fun.
100%.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of another.
I don't think I use like in Soulsborne games. I don't think I fully utilize all of the techniques. Like when we were talking about Elden Ring, you were like, do you not use like spells to increase boost?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I don't use any of that. I literally just use like a sword and like the Ash of War that comes with it, and then
that's it,
and maybe a summon, and that's pretty much it.
See, like,
and just rolls. That's because if you play Bloodborne, you have your gun, but that only helps stagger certain bosses, and then you have like you just kind of upgrade your weapon and your character, and then at that point it just comes down to skill. Like you're just rolling. That's pretty much it. Like so I kind of how I was playing Elden Ring was kind of how I was playing Bloodborne, to be honest.
No, I get that, but I feel like Elden Ring it's more about character development than because in Bloodborne there's no character developing. It's just, I mean, there is, but you get your set weapons. In Elden Ring, it's kind of like everything goes.
Yeah, I mean,
you want to play the game like that, you can.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the most, like, I would say the most free or open-ended Soulsborne game that exists. I know, like, we mainly are talking about that, but I would say, I mean, I know I did mention this too, but Remnant is hard in its own. Like, it's in its own right. Like, unless you're finding good equipment and you're actually like, because that one does require skill to a degree. The final boss is bullshit, I will say that, but some of the boss battles, some of the enemies, like, takes strategy, takes preparation, stuff like that. But I feel like besides those games, I don't those are like the main ones that I like, unless you're putting in a hard difficulty. Yeah, but which I don't feel like
those. I don't count those.
No,
because you get to choose.
Would you say Kenna Bridge of Spirits is hard because of the final bosses?
No. Kenna Bridge of Spirits is hard because you choose the difficulty. I chose it too. I just wanted to platinum it.
Yeah. What about multiplayer games? Would you consider those like difficult? Like Valorant is
if
really,
it has
really hard.
SBMM, in my opinion.
Well, Valorant has a high skill cap. CS:GO, because those require like precision.
If you're competing against somebody your own level, it's gonna be hard as shit. Yeah, regardless, it's just good. You're gonna have to bring your A game. To be honest, it's kind of why I got a little bit away from COD, because
it wasn't like, I feel like playing COD sometimes, like back in the day, you could just kind of like casually lean back on the couch.
Can't do that no more. I mean, you can.
And you're always on the edge of your seat trying to like.
You have to. Yeah. So you kind of have to be like that too in like Dark Souls, Liza P.
I feel like there's a point. Oh, Liza P. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah.
I beat that one. You haven't beat it yet?
Nope, not yet.
You suck. You're not a real gamer.
Oh, there you go. That's the opportunity.
Pedro's not a real gamer.
I'm not a hardcore gamer.
No, Liza P's. I liked Liza P. I think it's like for a Souls-like.
Creative as fuck.
Oh, dude, so good. And like that's the darker story of Pinocchio. Yeah. Like Geppetto's. I just remembered another game and I forgot it. I was like,
you just remember, you just forgot.
Yep, I forgot that quick.
Now I'm trying to think of other hard games, but I think you're right. Like Returnal. What about Returnal?
Returnal's hard.
See, I didn't fuck with it.
I beat it. Pedro's not a real gamer. I beat it. You didn't.
No, but
that game is hard.
To be honest, I know.
That's a roguelike too.
See, I'm like J. Cole. Who? I know when to back out.
Who's that?
Yeah, all right.
Who's J. Cole?
Yeah, everybody knows J. Cole.
I don't know J. Cole.
Everybody knows J. Cole. If you don't know J. Cole, Google him up.
Here, I'll pop him up for you.
The point is that I'm like J. Cole in this situation. Like, if I don't fuck with a game, not because I don't fuck with it, like, oh, this shit has amazing gameplay, amazing graphics, but I'm having a stressful time and it's like, I don't fuck with you. But if I'm in the mood of like, I want something to test me, then I would go into those games. That's how I got into not Bloodborne, because Bloodborne was casual. At first, I went in with the intention of being casual.
Yeah, I had no idea what kind of game that was.
That's what I mean. But then I knew what I was getting into in Sekiro, Elden Ring,
Dead Cells.
You played that.
Sorry, I had to say it, otherwise I would forget. But
that was the one?
Keep going. Yeah, keep going.
But if I'm not in the mood, because I game to relax, I game to unwind.
I mean, yeah,
it's most like 98% of the time that I'm gaming is that. I don't want to challenge myself. Like life is challenging already as it is. You know what I mean?
The whole point of a game is to go in to remove yourself from the world and place yourself in the game. It's a fantasy what do people call it? People call it a fantasy
realm.
No, it's like a power fantasy. That's what it's called.
Yeah,
power fantasy. Because obviously you can't do that shit in real life. But I mean, that's why people do the craziest stuff in Red Dead Redemption, Grand Theft Auto.
That's just fun.
People just like kill you, ramp out, go off buildings, shoot things down. Like, I mean, it's crazy. Dead Cells for me is hard. It's a hard game. I would say any roguelike is difficult, which if anybody's watching this and you don't know what a roguelike is basically every time you die, you go back to the beginning. Yeah. But as you're going through the level every time, you're constantly picking up new weapons, new items, new stuff that will benefit you when you eventually die. So those things that you carry with you, like, you know, first couple of runs, you'll find like weak stuff, but you can use points to upgrade those weapons. And it's all random, by the way. So like all the weapons are usually random. All the items are usually random. But you can upgrade those and upgrade your characters and your health and your stamina and whatever. So that way, by the time you get to like a good point, you can actually defeat a lot of these bosses and a lot of these enemies. Yeah, so that's OP. Because you're OP now. And so it doesn't really matter what weapons you have. But you can kind of go around and find, it's also like a dungeon type of thing. Nothing stays exactly the same. It's all like randomized, which Returnal is exactly like that.
See, I don't like games like this. But I saw somebody post on Threads. They take it as like an arcade game.
It is very arcadey.
So
sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but like shut up. So no, but Returnal, like that, I think when I told you about that, that was like this vibe that it was like it's very arcadey. Yeah, especially like the old school Asteroids game. Asteroids.
No,
it's like an arcade game. It's literally like with a joystick and you're, Galactica or Galaga. Why did I say Galactica? Galaga.
There you go. Okay, that I know.
It's like you have these different things coming at you. So in Returnal, like it's more of a 3D space because obviously it's third person, and you're fighting bosses, and it'll shoot these little things. It's exactly that.
Yeah, and people just like, I'll just go for one run, and then I'll play something else.
Yeah,
and to me that was like, wait a minute, like. They sit down and then one run. Just if they beat it, they got it. If they don't, they'll try next time.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's kind of cool. But I don't think those games are for me.
I think did you get rid of Returnal?
I can't. It's digital.
I'll help you. You can do multiplayer now. I'll help you.
See, I just don't.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun because now you have somebody else. It's not just like I'll help you.
All right, we should do it.
Yeah, 100%.
Gotta download it.
What are some advice you can give to people who are playing some of these difficult games if they're even interested in playing these games? Because I feel like you need a lot of.
I would say, go with the expectation that you're going to die. Like you're going to die.
You're going to die
a lot of times.
Oh, more than
I like to die so much that. By the time I beat the boss, it's because I was comfortable in fighting with the boss.
Yeah.
I didn't care dying.
Yeah. I would say don't let the community or friends pressure you into like making you like think you're trash. I mean, you're trash.
You are trash.
Yeah. I mean, you are trash in the beginning. But I will say like if you're not used to playing those games, you can't just like, regardless of how good at video games you are, you can't just like expect to pick up a genre you've never played before and just be god at it. There's a very select few people that are like that.
Yeah.
And just saying it, like you're probably not that guy. You're not him. No. So like, I mean,
some people got crazy.
People are crazy. Like they're
no damage.
This one guy I showed you on Instagram who literally like he's like fuck out of here. He's like literally just parrying so every single boss.
Like he's the boss.
Yeah, fight him. You'll die every single time. He's the guy that you want.
That was fun.
You want on your team if you're like doing multiplayer.
And he was playing the DLC, Elden Ring DLC.
Yeah, he beat the final boss without level 1.
That's the elite of the elite.
Pardon my French, but if there's one person on this planet when you're playing Elden Ring or Soulsborne game that makes you feel like a beep,
yeah,
that's the guy. Because it's like, bro, he literally is just like, it's easy for him. It's like, it's not even a challenge. Easy. And you're struggling with that boss. It makes you feel like you're not adequate at all.
But I feel like that's too much.
That's crazy.
That's
like I was like, you know what's crazy though? This is like a complete side rant. I remember playing when the PS3 first came out, the fat PS3.
Yeah.
And like at that point, that was the first time I had ever played online.
Yeah.
Which
game?
World at War, Call of Duty.
First online game.
First online game. Because one of the first ones. I played other like online games, but
okay.
I mean like the era. That was like the first time, 360 PS3, that was the first time playing online for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like unless you had a PC, which I didn't have, I was playing PlayStation 3 online.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember like as a kid, like, you know, I'm dedicating tons of time playing these games, like whatever game, and I'm beating them multiple times. And I remember like one thing that my mom has said to me, she was like, you know, if you beat this game, for every game you beat, I'll buy you a new one. She was hoping that like it would take me time, bro.
She regretted
sometimes
that
days.
Quick.
Well, she never followed through with her promise.
Of course.
So, yeah. But like, so I went before playing competitively on multiplayer online. Like I went in kind of being like, I'm good as shit at video games. Like I'm so good.
Yes.
It wasn't until my first time playing online that I got a reality check.
That happens a
There's
lot.
always someone better than you.
And it's funny because the first time you go online, you'll notice that real quick.
Yeah.
Any game. Like if you think you're good in Mortal Kombat with like sitting on the couch with your friends, play online.
Yeah. Try playing online.
play online.
you will get a reality check very quickly. Yeah. I would say also take your time though.
Yes.
Take your time with those games. Don't rush it. I feel like the culture right now, like because like Elden Ring DLC specifically, like people have already beaten it. The DLC literally has been out for a week. I've only played it like maybe 4 or 5 times. I just don't have time, so I just make time whenever.
People go crazy.
And it's like, but here's my confusion about this DLC. People love it, but they're complaining that it's too hard.
People love it, but they're complaining. This in Reddit?
It's everywhere.
Yeah, that's how people are though.
It's like I'm not gonna call him out because
say no
because I saw his post, and it's the general consensus. A lot of people are in like the same camp where it's like the game was already hard as it was, but now you just increase the enemy damage and the enemy health, and how much damage they receive to make the game harder. Yep. Why not just keep it at the same level that it originally was? It's because people were literally begging, the complaining the game was too easy.
Yeah.
There's like, oh, this game's too easy. Now they give you the game and it's too hard. Now there's like you can't make people happy.
And remember, like Elden Ring, a lot of new people came in. Yeah. So they probably just gave them a taste of like how hard it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't played the DLC, but I'm just assuming.
I haven't played this Dark Souls game. But if you think Elden Ring was hard, play Dark Souls 2. Look at the Reddit community, look at the community in general for Dark Souls 2. They will tell you that it's the most unfair Dark Souls game ever.
I remember Warren spent a lot of time on that shit.
That game, like I've only heard stories from other people. I've only seen stuff online, but other people have said that game is the peak of how difficult Dark Souls games were.
Is it?
Yes.
See, that intrigues me to try it out.
So if you think Elden Ring and the DLC is hard, play that one. Because I can guarantee you that one probably has more unfair bosses than like, because most games now balanced. They're very balanced, and you can push out an update and like it'll fix it.
Yeah.
Dark Souls 2, not like that. I got the first Dark Souls game, and that was hard. I'm like, I was going through. You're trying to hold back a yawn.
I yawned already. can't do anything. I yawned already.
I would also say, just to keep it moving, take a break.
That's a big one, bro. Actually, that has helped me. Sometimes the least thing that you think that you need is a break.
Yeah.
But with Ishin, the last boss in Sekiro, I took like a 2-month break.
Yeah, same. Something like that.
And
I was done. I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah. And then I came back just because it's like, then I played this game. That shit was fun. And I'm just going to leave it at the last boss. I got on. I think it was the second try. Beat him. After 2 months. Sometimes you just need like a long ass break.
You beat him and I still didn't beat him. And I took a break.
To this,
no. I'm saying at the time.
You took a break, yeah.
I took a break, but I didn't want. The thing is, the key is to take a break, but don't take it too long because you need to stay like you need that muscle memory.
Yeah.
So, and if you like just go like too long, eventually you kind of have to relearn how to fight him again, and you don't know how to like parry, and you kind of forget how to do it. So I would say take a break, but don't take too long.
No.
And last but not least, this one's kind of like if this is like a last resort. If you're like struggling, you're still not like beating the boss, watch a tutorial, see how other people are doing it. And honestly, I've done that. For me, it doesn't really help all that much because it's like they can tell you what moments to dodge and stuff like that, but you
have to figure it out for yourself.
You have to feel it out. Like you said, it's a dance. Once things are in motion, you'll feel it out. You'll feel the energy, the emotion, and you'll kind of just get it.
I also feel like another good point that has worked for both of us is like have another friend. If another friend is interested, have another friend play with you, not in the same game, but play with the game with you at the same time.
Like next to each other.
No.
Or online.
No, like not online, but let's say I'm playing my story mode, you're playing your story mode. And like if I beat a boss, Justin would be like, I can't have that. I gotta beat him.
Yeah.
You know, and then if Justin gets ahead, that gives me, it's like, nah, he beat him.
Like a competitive.
Yeah, it's like he beat him, then that means I can beat him. I'm not going to let him do that. Kind of, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That works a lot, bro.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you see a friend beating a boss that you freaking...
It's motivation.
Especially when there's, I beat him in 2 tries. I'm like...
Fuck that.
Yeah, exactly. So
I got him in 1 try.
I gotta beat him.
I got him in 1 try.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nothing's more crucial than having friends that are constantly shitting on you.
But it helps you out.
It does help you because I gotta beat him.
Yeah.
There's no choice because it's either I beat him or I look like I'm not a true gamer.
Yeah, exactly.
This one was to all of you ladies and gaming ladies or gamer ladies and gamer fellows out there. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on the latest episode of the LeisureHub Podcast. Tell us what your hardest boss was. Tell us what game you struggle with the most. And it can be just like a game where you put the highest difficulty on, or maybe it was on normal.
Yeah, I'm actually curious. I don't want to know about any of those games. But feel free to comment.
We want to know about them for the sake of like, what games you struggle with.
Exactly.
But Pedro is not going to play them. Nah. Maybe I'll play them. Maybe. I need some new games to play. But thank you guys, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. We'll catch you on the next one where maybe
what?
Maybe we can grow your hair like a chia pet.
Oh, no. Got the...
Chia.
I got the hair growing crazy.
Bro, you need a fresh shave. I'll punch it down for you. I
need a fade. I mean, I already got the fade.
I'll punch it down for you. All right. Peace.
See ya.
That was...
I closed it.
Why?
I'm joking.